So what percentage of men say they prefer a woman who gives them first date sex to one who doesn't? It's 56%.
First, a quickie, as the actress said to the bishop. First date sex. In a desperate attempt to repay their £5 million mortgage on their socialist hovel in London, Cherie Blair has detailed how she and Tony played hide the sausage on their first date in a money-spinning book, the title of which eludes me. Tony and I took the bus, she writes. How things have changed. It was a double-decker. When we went upstairs, it was completely empty, and by the time we got off, we knew each other better than when we got on, and even better the next morning. John Hurt in Alien. Men, it turns out, are 4 times more likely than women to do it on a first date or want to do it on a first date. I guess a lot of girls are put off by a notion that us fellas will think you easy or worse if you do. But Cherie and Tony are still together 30 years on, so first night sex doesn't necessarily spell one night stand. Surely it all depends on how honest you are about what you want and how you feel, or how drunk you are. Is first date sex anything to be ashamed of, Craig?
No, not at all. In fact, I push it, darling. No, really, honestly, my longest-lasting relationships were all, like, done on the first night, oddly. And one of them was 15 years, the other was 3 years. And similarly, with my new relationship, that's only been 6 months.
It's ongoing.
But, yeah.
So why are we so hung up on it?
Well, I don't see a problem with it. I really do not see a problem. If there's an attraction, an initial attraction, and it's there, and it feels natural, and you do it, fabulous.
What if one of you, and this is where I said it must depend on how honest and open we are in the hours or minutes that lead up, or seconds in the case of some members of the crew, before the event happens. Because if one of you is thinking, oh, I really want this to go on and to be a relationship, the other thing, I just want to get the dirty water off my chest, well, you've got 2 different...
At least you know quickly, don't you? You know, one or the other. But I don't think normally... I mean, you know, I've been out with people that I've had, like, 4, you know, very long, arduous dinners with, and has culminated in absolutely nothing at the end of it. And I said, excuse me, are we ever going to be, like, doing anything? Or are we just on, like, eternal dinner dates, darling?
Darius, what do you think?
Well, I have to admit, I feel incredibly old-fashioned. I've never had sex on a first date or a one-night stand, and the thought of having sex with someone that I'm not in love with is just so weird.
So good to hear, because men get painted as these sort of rabid, sort of sex-crazed beasts, and I don't think we all are.
Well, I just think it's really... I think it's really sad that so many kids... I say this because I've got 2 younger brothers, and I get so much feedback about what it's like to be a 13-year-old boy at school, getting pressure from older kids to have sex. And I think we've painted this idea that not only is it okay to have sex quickly with someone that you find attractive, but that it's actually the thing that we should aim for. And
particularly the Lucy Lothian. So good to see you on the right stuff, Darius. Will you marry me? So I mean, we've got not from first date sex to a no-date proposal.
Well, let's take it slowly, but, really slowly. No, but I love the idea of getting to know someone and forming a deep emotional respect for them, and then having that connection that allows you to say that, you know, if you care for someone, you love them, and then the physicality is there. And unless you're blind, you know from the onset whether it's going to work or not, you know.
But that's my point exactly, to be honest. You know from the onset. You know, I don't think you have to go through all of that wooing and schmoozing and boozing and all of that stuff to relax. What's the end result? I mean, the end result for me... Well, the end result for me was a 15-year loving, gorgeous relationship.
Well,
and for Cherie and Tony,
and for Cherie and Tony, you know, that started on the...
I think that's the exception. I don't think that's the rule.
Well, I'm alarmed to find myself in the same camp as that highly intelligent idiot, Cherie Blair. It's always the way, though. Really, really clever people have no common sense at all so often. Anyway, I actually did have relations with my now husband on our first date. But oh gosh, it's good that you're not watching, isn't it? But I do think that pressure is hideous in any way, shape or form. And a lot of the time it's pressure you put on yourself, you know, particularly when you're younger. Because part of going on a date with someone is to be seen as sexually attractive. Yeah. And that means, of course, that sex is there, sort of unspoken, and then later spoken, maybe. But I do think that there is a way that relationships can accelerate through exactly what you're talking about. And you make a real connection.
Graham says Janet looks hotter than she ever did in Blue Peter. This is sex in you lot this morning. Let's throw it over to you then. First night sex, anything to be ashamed of, Amy?
We're going to go to lovely lady Sue on line 2.
Morning, Sue.
Hi.
Hi there, what do you think?
Hi. I think everybody's lost sight of what relationships are all about, and I think you've got to wait.
Got to wait.
Yeah.
OK, all right, thank you. That's very clear. No, you made your point, thank you. I'll have another one, please. Amy?
David from Coventry on line 1.
David, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, what do you think, sir?
Well, I had a relationship with somebody many years ago on the first night, and unfortunately we lived together for about 5 years, and now we've been married now for 25.
Fortunately or unfortunately, David?
Eh?
Don't worry about it, mate. Thanks for the call. Let's have another one, please.
OK, we're going to go to Reese from Bath on line 3.
Reese, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What do you think, sir? First date sex, anything to be ashamed of?
It's something I wouldn't do.
Why?
I like if I'm on a first date, then I'd rather wait, get to know the person.
OK. I mean, I do find it fascinating, slightly heartening that we hear men saying, actually, it's not all about first night sex, because that you'd so often hear, with the obviously exception, Craig, you so often hear that that's all men are interested in. Fascinating. Thank you very much for all the calls. Appreciate it.